Hello everyone and welcome to another high-low game of Age of Empires. Today Caesar meets Sony as DracKeN playing as the Romans in purple takes on Mr. Yo playing as the Japanese in blue. Now all the players heard their herdables hunt their huntables, I guess. Okay, explore their immediate and closed off surroundings because we are on Arena today and try to get their butts up to Castle Age ASAP. Why don't we take a look at the Civ matchup that we are going to be watching today? Now, the Romans are a mixed land-based naval civilization with a few strong unit features that make them very, very dangerous. To start with, their infantry units get double the effect of blacksmith armor upgrades. They have access to the Legionary, a tanky, well-armored infantry unit that replaces their two-handed swordsmen and champions, and does come with a decent attack bonus against other infantry units, which might spell bad news bears for our Japanese. And to make their infantry even deadlier, the Romans can turn to their second unique unit, the Centurion. This is a heavy cavalry unit that actually increases both the movement and the attack speed of any militia line units under its command. Now, to overwhelm their opponents on the field of battle, the Romans can actually upgrade their entire militia line, their knight line, and their Centurions to not only train 50% faster, but also all of those units I just mentioned come with a +5 charge attack. And to back up their army, the Romans actually have access to one of the deadliest, if not the deadliest scorpions in the game. Not only do these siege units cost a lot less gold, think Schlachter privileges, but for scorpions, but their minimum range is reduced from 2 to 1. They can be upgraded to fire 33% faster, and they're the only scorpions in the game to benefit from ballistics. And so, like Liam Neeson in Taken, they will find you and they will kill you. I think that was my Liam Neeson impression. I'm not too sure what kind of impression that was, but imagine that's Liam Neeson, and you won't be too disappointed. Now, to help a player get to the later stages of the game, maintain the might of Rome, Roman villagers do gather resources and build and repair structures 5% faster than generic villagers. Speaking of generic villagers, let's take a look at Mr. Yo as the Japanese in blue, a civilization that focuses on its infantry. The Japanese have access to all infantry units with all blacksmith and barracks upgrades. All of their infantry units attack 33% faster starting in Feudal, which greatly benefits their unique unit, the Samurai. This is a super cool medium infantry unit with an incredibly fast attack and an attack bonus against other unique units. Now, to support their infantry on the field of battle, Japanese cavalry archers do come with a small attack bonus against archers, except for skirmishers. Their trebs can be upgraded to fire faster and pack and unpack 4 times faster. And their towers, those infamous Yasama Japanese towers, can be upgraded to fire 2 extra arrows. Now, to help you save resources to pay for your military endeavors out on the map, Japanese mills, lumber camps, and mining camps are all buy one, get one free because they are all half price. Those are the 2 civilizations we've got before us. A interesting start here by Mr. Yo. Not exactly Mongol, not exactly Goth. He went for the hunt before he went for the herd. And so Mr. Yo says, I am not of the hunter-gatherer variety. I am a hunter, not a gatherer. And so he goes after the wildlife instead of the domesticated animals first. Let's take a look at the bases where the players spawned on Arena. In my opinion, very important to look where the internal resources are located. So primary gold for our Roman, not really exposed. I think even if Mr. Yo put a scout right next to the wall here, he won't really find this gold, but you never know. It is in the forward position, whereas it's the stone that's in the forward position for Mr. Yo with his 2 patches of gold nice and secure to the back. By the way, it looks like DracKeN has a small expansion to the back left, the back right, whereas Mr. Yo has whatever the hell this is. A long shaft extending almost to the corner of the map with another small little expansion here. Another neat feature. Now, one thing I can see that I don't really like is forests forming part of a wall off. This is very, I don't know why I clicked here. Actually, Mr. Yo doesn't have any forests. Okay. Here we go. Deleted the walls, placed houses. Interesting gameplay out of Mr. Yo so far. A couple of interesting maneuvers and moves. We'll see if they work out to his benefit. But as I was mentioning, I absolutely detest forests as part of a wall off just because it's all safe. It's all nice and good right up until Imperial Age. Unless you're facing off against the Khmer, then it's all good until Castle Age. But against every other Civ, 44 out of 45, this is very much a liability, because an onager shot here means that there is no need to bust down your opponent's walls. And the Japanese, when it comes to their siege, even though they don't get siege onagers, they do get onagers. I'm very curious to see, by the way, with Mr. Yo's, I mean, I'm going to keep saying interesting because I don't know what other word to use, different playstyle so far this game, whether this game will follow the usual 3-part meta of Arena that's the majority of the games do follow. In stage 1, the players rush their butts up to Castle Age. At the moment, Mr. Yo is heading up to Feudal. I wouldn't be surprised if our Roman clicks up to Feudal literally any second now. Okay, he's already got it queued up with 400 food already in the bank. So he's going to hit Feudal Age with about 5,000 food in the bank. Afterwards, once stage 1 is complete, when the players are in Castle Age, they plop down monasteries, and then they start fighting over these, the relics. And then once all 5 relics out on the map are gathered, are accounted for, are brought to the respective national museums of the players of the civilizations, then stage 2 is over and stage 3 begins, where the players begin massing their armies, going up to Imperial, stepping out onto the map, building infrastructure, town centers, castles, siege workshops, all the good stuff. Or if they have a second and they don't really have the resources for it, probably a bunch of houses. Who's kidding who? Speaking of houses, I like that DracKen's already begun a secondary wall off here. May have wanted to put it behind the forest, although may want to secure this place with a further set of stone walls instead of actual houses. Let's see how many relics the players have seen, because DracKen's already back in his base. Mr. Yo has explored basically the entire map. DracKen, he has seen 1, 2, 3 relics. Now, I don't envy anyone who plays against Mr. Yo when one of the big parts of the game is relic gathering. He is very aggressive when it comes to relic gathering, and he is already heading up to Castle Age, a minute 44 seconds away, right as our Roman just basically hits the Feudal Age. A blacksmith, a stable. Once these 2 structures completes, he has the resources enough, by the way, to have both horse collar and double bit axe research, which the Japanese also had. And let's see right now what our Japanese is doing, because we need some scouts out on the map. We need some light cavalry units to help snipe the monks that are going to be trying to gather the relics. A barracks for him. I'm assuming the second this is done, well, maybe not the exact second it's done, because he's got 83 wood in the bank. Maybe a minute or so after it's done. Let's put it like that. I expect to see a stable coming out, or maybe not. Maybe he's saving. He's just only 30 seconds away from the next stage. Oh, will DracKen see the move out? DracKen sees the move out and he attacks immediately. He pounces. What the hell is Mr. Yo doing? Mr. Yo with the 500 IQ move and then the 5 IQ move. Oh my God, that was both the most amazing and the least amazing thing I've ever seen in my life. He tried to trap the scout in there with a fancy maneuver where he deleted his own wall, and then he opened the gate to let the unit out and loses 2 villagers for it. Oh my goodness, DracKen takes a 2 villager kill lead. And oh my, I mean, that was, like I said, okay, DracKen does end up losing a scout. It's the weak scout, so he's got another one already here that's full health. He, by the way, has 2 more back home. Where is your monastery? No monastery for him. So DracKen spent his wood on a stable and a blacksmith. Mr. Yo, forget the stable. He's got the blacksmith, but instead of that, he's got his monk out. Very, very risky moves here for our Japanese. But like I said, that was absolutely epic. That was absolutely epic. I don't think I've ever seen that in Arena, where you delete your own wall and then intentionally let the opposing unit into the base, thinking that he's going to get 2 villager snipes, and then you wall him out, but then you end up losing those 2 villagers anyway. So like I said, both a 500 IQ move and a 5 IQ execution towards the end there. That was about as good and bad as you're going to get in Age of Empires. And like I said, when they don't have wood for anything else, they like to build houses, do the pro players. Another monastery. I really hope for Mr. Yosek he's going to shuffle the relics back to the one in the rear, but DracKen, showing very little to no interest in gathering relics, is getting light cavalry. He's getting a second town center. Now you might be wondering why he's getting light cavalry. When you upgrade to light cavalry, it only takes 2 whacks of the sword to kill a monk instead of the usual 3. I should say an unupgraded monk. Cough, cough. I'm looking at you, Aztecs. But that is exactly why he upgraded to light cav, and now he doesn't really need to stick around too long after taking a few spearman pokes. And he's going to heal his units up. They are very weak because they did ultimately stick around a little bit just to get those 2 monks. So 2 villagers and 2 monks in exchange for 1 scout is about as good as you're going to get in Age of Empires. And Mr. Yo, oh my goodness, he is a player after my heart. Already 2 outposts, a siege workshop in the forward position. Nothing, of course, being built out of it. Doesn't have enough wood or gold really to start pumping out massive amounts of siege units. And right now, Mr. Yo has 1 relic. And will we see another? Oh, we see another outpost. I love this. Why do they not all do this is a question I have as the scout moves in. Now, technically, the scout does move a little bit faster than the light cav. The light cav, will they see the villager? Will they get a 3rd villager? Oh, they see the tip. They see it. DracKeN sees it. He'll react. The outpost will not go up. That's a sour loss there for Mr. Yo. Okay, but at least he tried to get some vision out, and quantity be damned. He is going for a single ram with very little to no backup, and DracKeN says, you know what? You don't even have to bust my gate down. I'm just going to open the door for you. Don't worry about it. We're all friends here. Another dead monk. The one to the south, I'm assuming, is going to die to the scout. 1, 2, 3 whacks of the sword going. So both players are starting to tear into each other. Battering ram still alive. How much HP on it? 55 and dropping, and it is gone. And army counts 8-4. But look at our Roman with 3 town centers. I wish I could. I wish I could count in Latin. Unos. I don't know what 1 would be in Latin, let alone 2 or 3. Although I'm assuming anything with a U and I, and then anything with a DUA or a triple, I guess TRI would be 3. I should, you know what I should do? I should learn how to count to 10 in each of the 45 different civilizational languages, and that way I can at least. I don't know why I would do that. I don't know what benefit it would be. As a monk will die. Will he get a conversion? Will the RNG work? Yes, it does. But a pikeman for a spearman and a monk. And then he deletes it anyway because he doesn't want to return it back to its former owner. Relics are now 3-0 in favor of our Japanese. 3-1 in a second. Dum 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 dum. No moonwalking today. Okay, so the monks are not feeling as frisky as usual. I also, by the way, see no relics on the minimap, which tells me that Mr. Yo now has 4 relics. 1 here, 3 in the rear. Okay, so I love that he ferried 3 of them to the rear position. His pikeman gets surrounded again. Although remember, one of the big weaknesses of counter units, whether it's a pikeman, a skirmisher, or a camel, is their slower attack rate. They're a counter, but they do generally attack slower, which does expose them to a little bit of extra damage. Not so the Japanese pikeman. Look at that. Instead of a 3-second delay, just a little over 2-second delay. Now, your average infantry unit in this game does attack on a 2-second delay. So 2.25 is only, what, 10%? Just a little more than 10% slower than the usual infantry unit, which makes this pikeman a ridiculously powerful counter unit. Unfortunately, you know who doesn't care about your ability to counter? Mr. Mangonel, who is going to pop out of this Roman Siege Workshop and number 1 probably go after the battering ram before he goes after the pikeman. Who's kidding who? Roman Light Cav continuing to circle. Mr. Yo now gets redemption, so the second this Mangonel pops out, it is very much in jeopardy. Is he, by the way, attacking his own ram here? Yes, he is. He has reduced the HP of his very own ram to a massive 15, and now Mr. Yo moves forward, sees the tower. Arrows fired, sees the flag on top of the Siege Workshop, so he must know something's a-coming. Cavalry count has been reduced to 2 here. Oh, he got a good shot off, did DracKeN, but not enough to kill both unit, and there is a villager here. I love that Mr. Yo, by the way, is leaving a villager here. What I don't like is that there's no more middle infrastructure. You're not an Imperial, you don't have a castle, you don't have trebs. If you're going to try to get your opponent out of the game, if you're going to try to whack your opponent at this stage of the game, you need a lot more than a Mangonel and a battering ram. But let's see. Outposts are still up, and so Mr. Yo will see exactly if and when his opponent does move out on the right side of the map. And now, oh, DracKeN's about to get trapped. Oh, he's oh, what an incredible reaction time. Imagine you could combine. There's that Civ Builder tournament happening right now with T West. Imagine you can combine a few unique features of the civilizations. The bumper cars moving forward. Well, I thought he was gonna go after the mangonel. Never mind, he goes for the conversion. He gets the conversion, immediately guns down 2 villagers. Mysterio getting revenge. But imagine you could combine the attack speed of a Japanese spearman line unit with the movement speed of, I don't know, a Lithuanian Lithuanian, and the, I guess, extra attack of a Burmese. Now I'm just making things up. In any event, these 2 scouts are hiding in the forest. By the way, I thought we got rid of the stacking issue. Why do these 2 look like they're kind of stacked one on top of each other, one on top of the other, even though you see 2 horses' asses over there? DracKeN emergency castle. He's got his own monks out. Mysterio's converting villagers. DracKeN's monks are converting nothing as they die. Oh, blue is repairing, purple's attacking, and ultimately it is purple who succeeds. Mysterio converted the tower and the siege workshop. Oh my goodness, redemption. My, you are such a badass upgrade. Okay, our Roman is going archery ranges. Is he expecting a big infantry push out of the Japanese? I mean, the Japanese would be a little bit, would be a little strange to see an infantry push against the Romans. I mean, every one of their legionaries is basically like a Jaguar warrior with a smaller attack bonus but a +5 charge attack. In any event, we'll see what comes out of this Roman castle. If anything, for now, he's getting Bodkin to roid that castle up, and potentially anything else. Oh, it's for skirmishers. Okay. Skirmishers to get the monks, the spearman line units, and Mr. Yo, he always does this. He's such an expert cat burglar when it comes to relics. Monastery down, monk moves in, takes it. Now he's converting the stable. So now Mysterio is going to be sitting at 5 relics to none with a castle inside. So Mysterio's starting to encroach little by little by little. I like that these pikemen are still searching for these 2 light cavalry units. You're probably not going to find them, but in any event, castle up for our Japanese, castle up for our Roman. Roman hits Imperial first, which of course means a treb out for him. Mysterio's in 3, 2, 1, has the wood, has the gold. I'm assuming we're going to get to see a treb, immediately get a treb. He's also got 200 stone. So this castle with only 1 treb attacking it, in no risk of going down. Now, you might be wondering why when I said no treb attacking it, I highlighted the farm. That's because I'm in my 40s and clicking a mouse. I probably need one of those like giant mouses. You know how they have phones for the elderly where the buttons are a lot bigger? I think they have mouses for people like me whose clicking abilities are not perhaps the craziest in the world. By the way, block printing for these Japanese monks, which Mysterio has been using to great effect. I'm very curious at the end of the game to see the conversion count, but Mysterio is kind of just sitting back at the moment, taking a bit of a hit. He's going after the tower. Why are you going after the tower? Is it so that your monks can move in? Let's see if the second the tower falls, the monks and the pikemen. Yeah, okay, so he's already heading over there. What the hell got that villager? I was not paying attention to that one specific villager. Was it the treb or the tower before it went down? And here we go, gets 3 more conversions as our Japanese, but now there's skirmishers out. And he is perhaps overstaying his welcome. 1 down, 2 down. You're not Bengali monks. You're not Aztec monks. Okay, you do have 45 HP. Now you have theocracy as well. So if all 4 of these monks convert a single unit, not all 4 lose all their faith. Mysterio is going very much monk play. What exactly is he expecting out of our Roman? Heavy cavalry? Is he expecting centurions? Can't possibly be expecting skirmishers and still going our monks. But I mean, if you go trash against me, Mr. Yo is basically either converted or killed this entire army out of DracKeN, whose army population drops to a meager 12, 4 of which are trebuchets, which right now with that castle down don't really have any more life purpose or meaning except perhaps to go after this outpost. And DracKeN says, hey, you know what's nice? You know what's better than Arena? Arabia. And so I'm just going to delete my entire wall. And whereas the caster said the forest is my big weak spot, I'm just going to have no weak spots. Oh my god, he's going after monks with trebs. He's going after monks with trebs. The balls they're firing are fiery. Mysterio has to get the hell out of here. You cannot compete with trebuchets. Remember, I believe it's trebs and rams that if you want to convert them, you have to be standing right next to them. Everything else, scorpions, mangonel, bombard cannon, those you can convert from 12 range now that you've got block printing. And the skirmishers move in yet again. Look, if he can get even just a few monks every single time he pushes out with these skirmishers, it is a huge win for DracKeN because you are wasting your opponent's gold. Now, the only problem is with 5 freaking relics, Mr. Yo is accumulating gold like nobody's business. And so perhaps it may not be the best trade of all, actually. Although, who's kidding who? Any gold for trash is a good trade. And Mr. Yo, he's not relenting. He's going up to 7 monks. Again, converted half of the skirmisher armies, converting the light cavalry units. And with 45 HP, these monks will take a little bit more of a beating. I hope he moved all the relics to the rear position. No, there's how many? Still 2 in here. And now Mr. Yo chases in. What's the HP on these scout units? Yeah, they're going to be pretty good. They're going to kill a few skirmishers. Never mind. They kill 1 skirmisher right as I say they're going to kill a few and then turn around and run away because there is now a Roman monk out on the field. Roman monk line, I'm trying to think, is not exactly... I mean, it's not as bad as the Mongol monk line, which I think is the worst in the game, but they don't have theocracy. They don't even have sanctity. So their monks are always going to be stuck at 30 HP. More... I mean... usually on Arena, at this stage, when all 5 relics are accounted for, you see massive battles, you see big armies. Right now, Mr. Yo has had around 10 army supply, 10 to 15 for the last 15 to 20 minutes. And he is not building any infrastructure. He is getting pushed in the center with the Trebs, who have now found renewed life purpose, like Loki in Season 2 of Loki. And Mr. Yo, behind us, what is he doing? Okay, so he's already abandoning ship mentally, abandoning the center ship, I should say, mentally, with a very defensive castle. But where's your military infrastructure? I've said this before in games that we've seen recently. It doesn't matter if your Elo is 600, 1600, or indeed 2600. Everyone sometimes makes these mistakes, and there is... Where's Mr. Yo supposed to train an army from? He's got 1 siege workshop left. Except for this one here that's training a mangonel. Oh, is it gonna pop out? I was gonna say he built a siege workshop, then immediately he's researching Onager, which is not exactly the fastest upgrade to research. Now he has a mangonel in here, but the mangonel is gonna be force popped in a second. There we go. Okay. Actually, this mangonel might do a bit of damage. It actually might do a bit of damage. Oh my god, these aren't Warwolf Trebs. These aren't even Hunnic Trebs. Go after this one. Go after this one. Oh, that's so close. Now the pikeman's going after it. The Treb survives with 7 HP. Oh, I mean, that could have been absolutely spectacular out of Mr. Yo. Oh my god, we're going legionaries. How many barracks does our Roman have? 9 barracks. I mean, not yet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 of them are fresh here. And he's also going stables? What are the stables for? Cavaliers? I mean, at this point, we better see committed tensies if we haven't already, unless I missed the upgrade. You have 2 castles for Centurions, you have 8 stables for Nightline units, and as we saw, you have 9 barracks for Legionaries. And Mr. Yo, to counter this, a barracks and 2 siege workshops, and now a second barracks being built, by the way, with 1 freaking villager. 1 villager! You're under attack, you're building a barracks with 1 villager. I believe Mr. Yo must believe that he can hold the line here with onagers. That's the only thing I can think of as to why he's not actually building more now. He is finally adding more. I mean, you guys have a nice juicy Treb target here with a nook that you can go into. But never mind, he's doing a little bit of landscaping as our Japanese. And there's blast furnace for those legionaries. And by the way, legionary building attack bonus. Eagle Warrior, infantry +4. So I don't see a charge attack on this guy, which means no committed tensies just yet. But Mysterio's in a bit of trouble. DracKeN is very, very cautious right now is the nice way I'm going to put it. He's being incredibly cautious. He could absolutely overwhelm Mysterio in a matter of minutes, if not seconds right now. Mysterio's gone Halberdier. And as fast as they attack, they still just attack on a 0. No upgrades, Mysterio. Mysterio secures the last relic. It looks like DracKeN did manage to pinch and return home a single relic. Not too sure where this relic is. Does he have a monastery in the rear position? What am I missing here? I don't see... Oh, no, there it is. The flag was blocked by the house. Oh, Age of Empires graphics. Sometimes you are very, very interesting. I think I've said the word interesting like 1,000 times this cast. Our Japanese is going to convert legionaries. What's better than paying for my own unit? Getting yours for free. We're also seeing the first samurai out, but remember, the legionary is not... Even though I call it a unique unit in my introduction, it's not technically a unique unit. It does not have the unique unit armor. And so the samurai does not do the extra damage against it. Another fun fact is that pro players are allergic to murder holes, which means these legionaries, as we saw with their +4 attack bonus, oh no! Oh no! Against buildings. That could have gone a lot worse for Mysterio, by the way. Thank you, Mr. Halberdier and Castle, for saving the day. Actually, not Halberdier. You have 0 kills. The Castle has 3 kills. Legionary versus Legionary. Samurai versus Legionary. So the Samurai normally would come with a +10 attack bonus, if I could actually click one, against unique units. But again, the Legionary does not have unique unit armor. The Samurai, though, look at the attack speed. Mangudai fast. 1.4 second delay. That is an incredibly powerful selling point for this glorified champion unit. And look at this. Strange bedfellows indeed. Look at the samurai checking the sharpness of their katanas as the Roman legionary just huffs it and stands there breathing heavily. And in it comes the little but powerful body of infantry for our Japanese. They come under immediate skirmisher attack. This castle might not go up if it's blocked by units. And no, you're not looking at Teutonic Knights. You're looking at legionaries who are about to overwhelm. Do they have charge attacks? No, they don't. So still no committed tenses. And Mr. Yo's got 9 army count to 62. He just doesn't have the infrastructure. And now he's going to lose his onager. I don't think it fired a single volley. Maybe it fired 1. And now the Trebs are setting up shop here for this castle. Mr. Yo's going cavalry archers. He's got the wood and the gold, I guess. Does he even have a more than one? Okay. What? Where the hell did these come from? I'm literally sitting here with my mouth open. By the way, there's committed tenses. Welcome to the game, committed tenses. 46 minutes in. A little bit too little, a little bit too late, I would normally say, except our Roman didn't really need committed tenses. At the end of the day, 8. I thought it was 9. 8 barracks pumping out legionaries nonstop while your opponent uses 1 villager to construct the barracks means that you have 50 freaking infantry units to the 0 of your opponent. And where even is this cavalry archer? Okay, he's just here. He's en route. His GPS led him a little bit astray, and because of that, he survives. But yeah, I should have been looking at the internal guts of Mysterio's base, because this is where he was going for. I mean, I'm cav archers. They attack on an 8. Remember, Roman infantry get double the effect of blacksmith upgrades. And so even though they don't get the last one, it is +4. So 6 pierce armor, 6 melee armor against the unit that currently attacks on an 8. I mean, you do the math. That's not good at all for Mysterio. And like I said, 1600 or 2600 elo doesn't matter. If you can't produce army, you're not going to win a game. This is not a game of assassins and economic and cultural influences like Sid Meier's Civilization. This is a brute force game, a 1-0 zero-sum kill me or I kill you game. And if you can't kill your opponent because you literally have no military buildings, which Mr. Yo a few minutes ago barely had, then you're not going to win the game, bottom line. And our Roman looks like he's soon going to have enough castle for enough stone for another castle. He's got 2 petards on the way. Where from here? Okay, so they've got a long way to go, but they'll make it to the walls. Don't worry about it. And Mr. Yo just doesn't really care. He's kind of playing this a little bit like Arabia. I still don't understand this move. If somebody can figure it out, let me know what the hell was going on here. The only thing I can think of is that he highlighted the walls that came to the rear and accidentally deleted them. Actually, you know what? I guess there's a better way of seeing this. Yeah. Okay, so that was just a pure accident by Mr. Yo. So I'm just rewinding. Yeah, okay. So he highlighted these. He did the good old double click, but I guess his vision wasn't too zoomed in here. He didn't kind of zone it out and just double clicked on these, I guess, while his screen was like this. That is not fun. That is very sour indeed. And instead of spending stone, which ultimately, to be fair, he didn't really use the stone immediately once he hit castle. He really did just quickly attack. So I don't know why he didn't just replace it with stone walls. He didn't really need 200 stone. You could afford to lose a little bit of stone if that's what you're doing. But on the whole, a decent attack out of our Japanese. He made it into the base of the Roman. But like I said, if you're going Castle Age aggression, especially on Arena, you need to be able to finish the game in one mangonel and one battering ram. As fun as they are, as much as any a noob would GG and get frustrated and leave the game, against players with this kind of elos, these kinds of elos, one mangonel and one battering ram should really not scare them. Not too sure what this is. Not too sure what the hell's on fire here. Okay, so welcome to the world of you fixed the pathing. Yeah, right, you fixed the stacking, but you didn't really fix, and it caused some other issue to come up. In this case, the grasslands are on fire. Okay, maybe that's going to be a cool feature. Scorched Earth can be a feature of, I don't know who, a new civilization. In any event, DracKeN holds Mr. Yo's kind of, but not really scary pushes back himself. And even though Mr. Yo had a lot of time to get up infrastructure, one villager building a barracks, he was a little bit too cool, a little bit too calm under the pressure. And maybe he was always planning some kind of transition to archer units. Now, remember, the Japanese, when it comes to archers, not only are they a fantastic infantry civilization, which they are, they have a pristine archer line, which means he could have gotten hand cannoneers if he had wanted to. I believe they do get hand cannoneers, the Japanese. And with hand cannoneers and a little bit of meat shield, you could absolutely overwhelm the Roman because they come with a +10 attack bonus. But that's a little bit irrelevant at the moment, because what he was doing instead was upgrading his cavalry archers. I guess he figured he didn't have the food for hand cannoneers. And of course not. He's got 82 food. Legionaries to halberdiers, skirmishers to monks, this many light cav to basic skirmishers. I mean, every single unit on the left counters every single unit on the right that's opposite of it. And so is it any wonder that DracKeN just absolutely overwhelms Mr. Yo? 23 villager kills to 4, 135 total kills to 92. PKPM beginning, PKPM. Oh, interesting. So Mr. Yo usually is PKPMs right in the beginning, but in this case, it was towards the middle of the game. I mean, come on. I don't think this is at all villager kills. I think the villager kills came toward the end. This is just Roman economy with those villagers that gather and build and repair 5% faster. But this is not 5% faster. This is ridiculous. This is 28,000 more resources. So Mr. Yo, even though he ultimately gets a lot more gold, falls behind on the trash resources, especially the food. My goodness, that's more than double the food. And I wanted to see conversion. Holy moly. So Mr. Yo obviously playing a game plan here. So this was it. This is the fun, by the way, of ranked ladder compared to tournaments. You know, you get to see wonky builds. And in this case, the wonky build was, I'm just going to train monks. I'm going to get all 5 relics. We'll see. Actually, what was the relic gold count? Yeah, about 3,000 extra gold. That's how he has the gold lead. But the name of the game here for him was, I'm just going to build a bunch of monks and I'm going to try to smush you, but kind of with a small s. Because again, one battering ram, one mangonel, are not really going to smush very much. They'll be like, you know what it'll be like? It'll be like a 4-year-old dressing up as the Hulk for his birthday and going, Hulk smash, but not really smashing anything. That's what the 2 siege units and a bunch of monks is. And so 40 conversions out of 180 is more than 20% of the Roman army converted. And some of those units were shitty, like skirmishers. Some of those units were good, like that mangonel that we saw converted. But ultimately, it was not enough. DracKeN holds on, and not only holds on with 3 town centers, pushes out and ultimately overwhelms, takes control of the center. Again, not too sure what the hell this is, but you know what? We as Age of Empires lovers at this point, we expect when you fix one thing, another Hydra head pops out and there's another issue. So now the map goes on fire, I guess. As long as my computer doesn't light on fire, that's all I really care about. And at this point, DracKeN just absolutely in firm control. He doesn't really need committed tenses, even though it's going to be helpful now to train the last 6 legionaries and give them a 5 charge attack. Big pet peeve before I tap out here is, where the hell is the Centurion? Why do you not have even just one Centurion to increase the movement and attack speed of your legionary? It doesn't even have to be elite, just a single, maybe 2, because you've carved up your army into 2 groups. 2 Centurions, just throw them in. Doesn't hurt. Forget the petards. You don't need, I don't know why I clicked the town center. You don't need the petards. You've got 4 trebs. You've got 4 trebs and your opponent's map is completely open on the right side, which, oh my goodness, you haven't even seen, but you've seen the houses. In any event, doesn't matter. Committee tenses, forget about it. Centurions, forget about it. Siege engineers, forget about it. Doesn't really matter. Our Roman overwhelms the Japanese center and begins the bombardment of his base, and with that, he takes the W. But GG in a very strange and wonky and interesting game to both players. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.